Okay, good evening. This is Two Wolves. Oh, woo, I'm still alive and kicking. A little bit lame, but alive and kicking. Actually, some of us in the wolf lupin community have got injured legs, but I'm still alive and kicking, as are Quill and Embry. Even after the Ellen and Company takeover of the Wood River Valley during the past 2 weeks. Yep, Two Wolves and her coterie are quite in the dragon's mouth, but sometimes the dragon's mouth is the safest place to be. When you look at my new background, you'll see lots of American dollars on the background. You do know that is not really Two Wolves' forte or worldview, especially the perspective in the States, but I've certainly been in the dragon's mouth because I do live in the Wood River Valley. I won't say where. I work in the Wood River Valley. I won't say where. Close enough, though, that I can tell you here and now. Okay, here's George Stephanopoulos. We'll go a little further with this in just a moment, but I just want to say business as usual. Some of you have been quite panicked at, oh, the economy's collapsed. The Americans are going to collapse the economy on purpose. We're all dead. Blah, blah, blah. Stop it. That's not true. I'm here to tell you from the dragon's mouth, it is business as usual. Now, perhaps there will be a takeover, perhaps there will be a collapse, but I'm absolutely positive it's not imminent because this Allen and Company conference proceeded just as usual. Billions and billions of dollars spent. No collapse is imminent, people. Okay, here's smiling George Stephanopoulos. Stephanopoulos, hard name, eh? Easier to say George Stroumboulopoulos, who was with CBC, but anyway, there he is. And this is just some pictures and captions. I'll show you the main article in a moment. All this story's been on the news a lot. You can go to Huffington Post, any Wall Street Journal, Business Weekly, anything of that sort. But I'm reporting from right here in the Wood River Valley. This gentleman is the anchor of Good Morning America. He was one of many people at the annual Allen and Company Technology and Media Conference at Sun Valley Resort last week. It just ended. The last of them pulled out today. And I didn't want to say anything until they'd left the valley for obvious reasons. This media conference attracted guests from a wide variety of professions, a wide variety of places, business, Wall Street, moguls, international individuals, the president of Italy, and many more. Here's New Jersey Governor Chris Christie with his wife Mary Pat visited Sun Valley amid talk that Romney might pick him as his running mate. Okay, next picture. Here we have a picture. Lower left, New England Patriots owner Robert Kraft attended the conference with his girlfriend, actress Ricky Noel Lander. It looks like his granddaughter, but that's his girlfriend. And then here we know this face. This is, of course, Ross Levinson with his wife Nicole. They came into the Allen and Company conference amid speculation that Yahoo would promote him from interim CEO to full-time CEO. However, in a surprise move Monday, Yahoo announced it would pass over Levinson in favor of a former competitor, Google exec Marissa Mayer. Standing behind Levinson is none other than Warren Buffett, who attends this conference every year, current CEO of the Nebraska-based Berkshire Hathaway Investment House, who Forbes magazine ranks as the third wealthiest person in the world. Well, this has been really something to observe close up, everybody. These articles are from the Idaho Mountain Express, http www.mountainexpress.com, Wednesday's edition. And my title is actually taken from a little play on words. It was actually Occupy Boise that came up with the term sunny with a chance of moguls. It's been very sunny with a few thunderstorms and quite a chance of moguls for the last 2 weeks, including a week-long camp for all of the children up through age 18 of all of the attendees. No expense and no elegance has been spared. As I say, business as usual. And yes, I did see many famous faces. I'm not allowed to say who. I'm not allowed to talk about what I witnessed, but I know what I'm talking about. Italian Prime Minister Mario Monti flew in for a one-day cameo at the Allen and Company conference in Sun Valley last Friday. Members of the Italian press said Monti stopped by the conference to sniff out the possibility of securing investment in the Italian economy. And the Sun Valley Lodge flew the Italian flag for over the weekend. The Sun Valley Mall, which isn't a mall, it's actually about 6 stores, ice cream shops, lots of clothing shops, so forth. But it really is not um, a mall. Nevertheless, it was crawling with Italian reporters from Corriere della Sera, Sky TG24, Il Sole 24 Ore, and other Italian media outlets who waited unsuccessfully for hours to get a comment from Monti. Though Monti did not make a public appearance, the mall was flooded with pensive, chuckling billionaires after Monti's interview with journalist Charlie Rose. Yes, Charlie Rose was here. Oprah was here. I actually walked past a coterie of paparazzi waiting for Oprah on Saturday. Uh, I myself saw that. So, yeah, this is all real. According to conference attendees, the Prime Minister brought up a lot of deep points, but was very funny as well. Apple CEO Tim Cook sparingly said the interview was very good. Excellent. So I'm going to invite you all to go to mountainexpress.com. Over the last 2 weeks, many articles about Allen and Company conference. Tight lips, tight secrets, no billions spared. It was like a great big summer camp for all of them, and very intensive with many tense closed door meetings about dozens and dozens of security, many of whom, yes, are White House security. Many people were here. Zappos industry CEO Gianfranco Zoppas gave a lengthy interview to the Italian press after he was stopped by an Idaho Mountain Express reporter. All of the children had private nannies who were hired. Many locals were hired and paid an enormous amount of money to keep their lips shut and to be attentive to their charges. It's been quite a couple of weeks, folks. Other Italian movers and shakers in attendance at Monti's interview were Fiat President John Elkann and Index Ventures partner Mike Volpe. Monti's €30 billion austerity package, which calls for lower spending, higher taxes, and pension reforms, was designed to keep Italy from facing complete economic disaster like that experienced by Greece. Monti calls the austerity package his plan to save Italy. The euro had a moment of weakness, but it's not finished, Zappa said. The Italian public is in need of being governed. The hope is that the euro must maintain its strength. Zappas told the press that Microsoft leader Bill Gates, yes, Gates was here, asked Monti a question about the discussion. The question apparently concerned Italy's ability to move forward with the austerity package. So I don't have time to read this whole lengthy article to you. These are some of the highlights. Protesters were here. In addition to all the fuss surrounding the Italian Prime Minister, Occupy Boise protesters continued to stir the pot at the conference until the bitter end during their first annual Sunny with a Chance of Moguls camp. And there's where from I take my title with thank you, Occupy Boise, not trying to steal your thunder. Organized in direct response to the summer camp for billionaires, as the conference has been jokingly called. And yes, as I say, I mentioned this a minute ago, that's about what it was. On Saturday afternoon, the protesters set up by Friedman Memorial Airport to see off the jet setters with a not-so-bon voyage as the moguls rode their metal caravan into the clouds. We stood at the corner of Highway 75 and Airport Way, Occupy Boise protester Alex Nearwith said. Everyone going to the airport could see and hear us. They couldn't ignore us. My sign said, size does matter. Too big has failed. Even if they didn't agree with me, I got smiles from folks. Okay, a few of them laid down in the middle of the mall earlier in the week. Nothing much happened. Protesters also held a mock wedding Friday at the Ketchum Town Square between a media whore and a corporate fat cat. Ironically, the Occupy Boise protesters used one percenter Mark Zuckerberg's Facebook technology to organize their demonstrations. Occupy Boise protesters were not the only people to criticize this year's conference. Feminists from the Wood River Valley and across the nation contended that businesswomen were severely underrepresented at the event. There's some information on this here. Powerhouse Oprah Winfrey did make an appearance on Saturday morning to interview billionaire investor Warren Buffett. One Allen and Company employee said that during lunch Saturday, many of the moguls plus one swarmed Oprah like a frenzied school of Amazonian piranhas. The ladies at the conference were all over Oprah during lunch. She could barely eat her meal, he said. I'm not going to say anything. Okay, this article is by Brennan Brigo at mountainexpress.com. In the interest of being brief, because I've been adjured to be brief, I will not share with you all the other articles throughout the week, but do go to idahomountainexpress.com. And there's a lot there. And there's a lot there from many, many years in the past, talking in depth about the movers and shakers, the top of the pack, as it were, in media. Zuckerberg. I can say I did see Zuckerberg from a distance. Media, banking, financiers, presidents, people, world leaders really from throughout the world, almost any country you can imagine. They and their children, in many cases, were here. And so it's really been an eye opener. And I just want to say once again to all of you, don't panic. The collapse is not imminent. It's business as usual, and as always, sunny, sometimes cloudy, with a chance of moguls. This is Two Wolves, Quill and Embry out.